Hey everyone, welcome back to Life is Just Energy, where we talk about flowing with life, elevating our awareness, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Today we're talking about building endurance while building a better you. Because let's be real, self-improvement is not always a straight road. Maybe you're trying to break old habits, shift your mindset, or just become more aligned with the version of yourself you know you're meant to be. And then, boom, a setback happens. Old thoughts creep in. Doubt starts whispering, what if this isn't working? I want you to know this is part of the process. Growth isn't about being perfect. It's about learning how to keep going, even when it seems that things are not moving fast enough for you. So let's get into how to stay committed, how to not let setbacks define you, and how to keep evolving without getting discouraged. Reframe setbacks as necessary growth moments. The first thing that you have to understand is setbacks are not failures, they're feedback. Every time you feel like you've fallen off or stepped into an old pattern, instead of beating yourself up, ask, what is this moment teaching me? What did I do differently this time? How can I adjust and move forward? You are not starting over every time you slip. You are starting from experience. Imagine trying to break a bad habit. Maybe it's negative self-talk, emotional reactions, or procrastination. You were doing good, then suddenly you catch yourself back in the old ways again. Instead of thinking, wow, I'll never change, shift to, okay, I see where I got caught up. What can I do differently next time? Growth is about awareness first. Once you see it, you can shift it. Expect resistance, because that means you're changing. When you start shifting into a better version of yourself, your old self, your ego, is definitely going to resist it. Your brain is wired for comfort and familiarity. So when you try to build new habits, your mind might throw thoughts like, this is too much work. You're not really changing. Why not just go back to what's easy? That resistance doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're transforming. Think about working out. When you start lifting heavier weights, your muscles resist at first. It burns even. But if you keep pushing through, you get stronger. Same goes for mental endurance. Every time you push past doubt and keep going, you're rewiring your mind for success. Shift from motivation to discipline. One reason people get discouraged is because they rely on motivation. And motivation comes and goes. What really builds endurance is discipline. Discipline is showing up even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is making the next right choice even after a setback. Discipline is trusting the process even when results are not instant. For example, you might start journaling or meditating or working on a goal, and after a week, you don't see big changes. That's when most people quit. But real transformation happens in the consistency. Keep showing up and the shift will happen. Gradually and then suddenly. And here's a power tip. Create non-negotiable habits. Even if you slip one day, get back on track the next. Don't let a bad day turn into a bad week. Become an observer of your thoughts, not a slave to them. One of the biggest setbacks on a growth journey is getting caught up in old thought patterns. Maybe I'm not good enough. What if I fail again? I've always been this way. Here's the truth though. Thoughts are not facts. Your mind is just repeating what it's used to. But you don't have to accept every thought as truth. Instead of believing negative thoughts, just observe them. For example, imagine your thoughts like clouds. You can watch them pass by without getting attached to them. You can say, interesting that I'm thinking this, but I don't have to believe it. The moment you detach from negative thoughts, they lose power over you. Keep the vision bigger than the setback. When you're in a moment of struggle, zoom out and remember why you started. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? Why is this transformation important to me? What would my higher self do in this moment? When you keep your long-term vision and focus, temporary challenges won't shake you as much. Think about a version of you 6 months from now, more confident, more in control, more aligned. That version of you exists. Every small step you take brings you closer. Fall in love with the process, not just the results. Most people get discouraged because they're only focused on the outcome. But real success comes when you fall in love with the process. Enjoy the small wins. Appreciate the journey even when it's slow. Trust that every step forward is adding up, even if you can't see it yet. Think about planting a seed. You water it daily, but you don't see anything for a while. Then one day, a sprout appears. If you had given up too soon, you would have missed the growth happening beneath the surface. Your growth is the same way. Stay patient. Keep watering. So to wrap it all up, setbacks are not failures. They're feedback. Resistance means you're growing. Discipline matters more than motivation. Detach from old thoughts. They don't define you. Keep your vision bigger than the moment. Fall in love with the process. Growth can feel hard sometimes, but trust me, you are already shifting. Keep going, keep showing up, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize how much you've transformed. Drop a comment and let me know. What's one way you stay committed to your growth? Let's encourage each other. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, life is just energy. Flow with it. I'll see you later.